Well, today, the governor here in New Mexico will sign off on a new law to protect older children against sexual abuse. It's called Aaron's Law, and it's about teaching children what to do if they are sexually abused. Up until now, there were no laws requiring school districts to teach kids how to protect themselves. You see, it all stems from a girl by the name of Erin Marin, who was sexually abused herself. She launched a nationwide campaign to mandate sexual abuse and assault education in schools. 27 states are introducing this bill this year. 10 have already passed it. And this morning we are talking with an expert on this issue, founder of Voice Today Incorporated, Angela Williams. Thanks so much for coming in, Angela.
I am so excited to be here to talk about this really critical issue of child sexual abuse prevention.
You know, it's actually really devastating that we even have to talk about it, but it's such an important issue, and if we can empower parents at home to know what to do, what to say, and to help the children, I say let's dive right into it. First off, I want to ask you, what is Voice Today exactly?
Voice Today is a nonprofit organization, and we are working to bring this issue out of the closet and into the public arena with the Voice movement. And that means awareness. How are we going to make our society aware of the critical issue of 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys sexually abused before they're 18 years of age? Only 1 in 10 ever tell. And then we have prevention programs to educate adults on how to predict and prevent child sexual abuse. And then we have healing and restoration programs for survivors.
You know, those numbers are alarming. And I think, you know, when you said how many children don't actually come forward and say, I've been sexually abused, it's mind-boggling.
Only 1 in 10 ever tell. They don't have the words, they don't know how to tell, and we never ask them.
You know, you brought in some things. Let's talk about the things that you brought in. I'm assuming that these are tools to help children.
These are tools for parents to be able to work with children so that they have teachable moments and they have opportunities.
Okay, what are some of the things you brought in?
We want to keep our children safe, and so we're going to use the acronym SAFE, SAFE. So the first thing we need to do is begin to speak. We need to begin to speak as adults to figure out how we are failing our children, and we need to be able to speak to our children to let them know that not everyone in their life is safe, even the people that they love. We've got to begin to ask some tough questions. Has anyone ever touched your private parts? And we want to educate children that private parts are any place that their bathing suit covers. So when we're getting ready for the pool or we're at bath time, those are wonderful teachable moments to be able to share with our children. And we want to be able to follow up. If we suspect, if our children says something that's alarming, we want to ask them, and we want to have the courage to call law enforcement, even if it means against a family member or a friend.
Sure.
And then E. E is the greatest gift that we can give our children, and that is education. We have got to begin to educate ourselves on how to predict and prevent child sexual abuse, and we've got to give our children a plan of protection. We teach them to drop and roll out of a fire, look both ways when they cross the street. So at Voice Today, we teach children no, to scream no, and this is a great little fun dollar store toy to practice that guttural no voice with a child, so they know. We teach them to run out of the situation and run until someone believes them. And if they don't know how to speak, we teach them to be able to draw a picture. Just give them some crayons and say, can you draw what's making you feel uncomfortable? Can you? Because they don't have the words. And then this is awesome, to teach our children the difference between a surprise and a secret. Surprises make people happy. Surprises are revealed. Secrets conceal. So those are just great tools that we have in our house. Anytime you're going to a birthday party, what a wonderful teachable moment to be able to protect your child.
Easy for children to know how to respond. I mean, you're making it easy for them to have that voice.
Yes.
Angela, I wanted to ask you, why are you so passionate about this?
When I was 17 years old, I was barefoot and climbing to the top of the Talmadge Bridge, and when I got to the top, I looked over into this swirling black water and didn't have the courage to jump off. I smelled like vomit because I had tried to take my life with a combination of sleeping pills and vodka, and my body reject the poison, and I did not know what to do because I could not go home and be beaten and raped by my stepfather again. So I am 1 in 4 women in America. I was physically and sexually abused as a child, and I have a very important message for the world, and that is we have got to stand up and protect our children. My mission is to make sure no child is ever sexually abused. It's happened to Oprah. It's happened to Ellen. It's happened to Monique. 42 million survivors in the U.S. And I want to empower them to stand up and let's protect the next generation of children.
Yeah, and Aaron's Law, perfect example of helping to protect the older kids, because a lot of times there's laws in place for the babies.
Yes.
But for the older children, there wasn't anything prior to this.
And we've had a 4-month-old killed just 2 weeks ago. And we've had a 9-year-old killed within the last 6 months.
Yeah.
So we really have a big responsibility to protect our children.
Lastly, Angela, what are these hula hoops that you brought in all about?
This is another great teachable moment, and I almost forgot them sitting there.
Yeah,
this is a great way to teach our children about personal boundaries. Any place within this hula hoop is your personal space, and you have personal power to tell someone no when they're in that space and making you feel uncomfortable, and then you need to tell. So just grab a hula hoop and help your child understand personal boundaries.
Wow, that's amazing. Where can folks get more information on all
VoiceToday.org. There's so many resources. We have programs, we have videos, we have more educational tools, awareness tools. So VoiceToday.org, and join the voice movement. We need everyone to join the movement. So together we can stand up with courage and know what to do.
All right, Angela, thank you so much. By the way, to learn more about this foundation, head to our website, KASA.com, and click on the KASA blog. Thank you for sharing your story and for making a difference in the lives of so many children.
Thank you.